Good morning from Ala Kul, Kyrgyzstan. I'm here, just left the city, been dropped off by bus because today is a big day. Well, the next 3 days are gonna be a big day because I'm setting off on a 40-kilometer hike, the biggest hike I've ever done, to a place called Ala Kul, which is one of the most beautiful lakes up in the mountains at 3,500 meters elevation. It's completely blue. Of course, there's just greenery around. And this is gonna be probably one of my toughest adventures yet. I'm carrying probably about 25 kilograms on my back. I've got so much water. I have a tent, I've got sleeping bags, and all the equipment necessary to hike up for the next couple of days. Of course, we have food and the rest of the supplies that we will be needing. So it's gonna be difficult the first day carrying this much. I'm sure the load will lighten as the days go on as we eat our food, drink our water. But for now, we're about to begin the hike up to Ala Kul in Kyrgyzstan. Wow, we are about 10 minutes into the hike and what an incredible backdrop. Hello mate, how are you? Yeah, good, me too. But what a backdrop this is. Oh, he's not happy with me. This is incredible. You've got the river running through here, the greenery, cows grazing. So unbelievably beautiful. This is about to be one of the best trips ever. Probably one of the most extreme hikes I've ever done. Basically right now, on this path to get to Bridge 2, which is the second checkpoint of this. We've just gone over Bridge 1, which is actually the official starting point. Bridge 2 is about 8 miles up this road. It's not hilly this first bit, but it's just a long, long way with these views running alongside the whole way, which makes it just a little bit easier with this 25 kilograms on my back. We're probably a quarter of the way to the second bridge, and just look at the views around me right now. We've just crossed a little bridge over there in the distance, but take a look around me. Look at that, the blue river, green trees, green grass, and we're gonna head further up this way. There's Victoria. Bridge 2 is when it really ramps up in elevation, and then we're probably gonna have to hike another hour from there to pitch up for the night, because we're not gonna make it to the lake in one day. It's a bit too ambitious, and also we want to be by a fresh running water source like this river basically, so we can cook and we can eat and we can also drink the fresh water from the river, which is so cool. We've broken away now from the river and we're headed upwards a little bit more, and look at that for a view in front of me right now. Victoria's just there in the distance, and we're going to wind all the way up this path. Looks like there's even a little yurt up there as well. Well, here's the next update. This is what the path has become. Absolute mudfest. Yeah, I already don't have the best shoes for this hike, and I've now just gone and ruined, well, there we go. I've just gone and ruined my only pair of shoes I have for this whole trip and for this hike, because, I don't know, clearly it's rained recently and it's not recovered. So yeah, big problem. Not good. Just here at my second rest stop of the trip, sitting on top of my backpack. It's the comfiest place. And just gonna get some water in, a couple of snacks, refuel before we go and push to the last part of this kind of straight bit before we begin ascending and stuff. But yeah, it's brutal. my shoes covered in mud, but that'll slowly dry off and fall away. But it is so tough. It's just a weight on the back. It's actually not the legs or anything. It's carrying like 25 kg on your back. I know it is gonna get lighter, but that is just, oh, it's brutal. Can't lie right now, I'm having some struggles with my backpack, especially with it being so heavy. I also have the tent in this bag, and the straps are really digging in. We're still probably a good hour or so away from the turning point up into the mountains, and I'm already in a lot of discomfort. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough day to push through. Green everywhere, look at that, birds flying around. There's even eagles in the distance, and you just have this beautiful blue flowing river down there with just the most amazing greenery around. It's just so stunning, absolutely beautiful. Makes it just that little bit easier to keep pushing and keep moving forward step by step. We're literally alongside the river in touching distance. Oh, this is beautiful, and this is why they call Kyrgyzstan the Switzerland of Asia, because look around me right now. That is just a spitting image of some of Switzerland's most beautiful areas, because you've got the greenery, the rivers, and of course the mountains in the back. I believe this is going to be the last rest point before we get to the bridge turning into the mountains, and look at this little place right now. That is just Oh, it's so cool. I can just imagine like bears running around here, like catching salmon, but I'm not too sure if it is bear territory. There probably is bears here. I think only brown bears if there is, not black bears, so should be relatively safe. If we do happen to see any bears, that would be incredible. But yeah, for now, look at this absolute pristine location where we just stopped with our bags, having a bit of a break because the shoulders are just getting absolutely battered, as well as the legs, of course. But yeah, it's the shoulders that are struggling right now. Have I just spawned into some sort of fairy tale? Because what on earth is this setting? And to make it even better, over there in the distance, there's wild horses. There's about 5 or 6 of them over there just grazing. Some have even been running around, so we're gonna walk up to them because it is going through our path where we are. And that is just such a magical way as we're coming slowly towards the end of the first day of hiking. What an absolutely magical place this is. This is, wow, there's another baby over there running around. Look at this. Hello? Hello? No? Okay. Welcome to Kyrgyzstan. Look at this. Look how close up to you can get. Well, I think you can get. I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to be this close, but he seems okay with my presence right now because this is so cool. Hello, buddy. You have no idea about my life, do you? And I have no idea about yours, but what a magical moment we're sharing right now here in Kyrgyzstan. This is the best sight I could have seen. Look at this, a little truck parked up by the river at the last checkpoint before we cross this bridge up to the lake. And this, hello, and they are selling coffees, teas, it even says sausages, chocolates. I'm gonna get some water, get some snacks. They even sell alcohol. Might even grab a beer for when we're up there. This is absolutely, oh, so well needed. They even have it in cold water down there. Yes! Oh, look at this. Whoa, that is one. It's just swinging side to side. Oh my. Oh, this is the middle of the river. It's all just leading to one side. It reminds me of Pasu Bridge in Pakistan. Have you seen that video? Very similar vibes, but there we go. We've crossed the bridge and now onwards and upwards for the last push of the day. Probably about an hour and a half to go through the woodland now, so it should be a little bit more sheltered from the sun. This might be the most brutal part yet because the footing below is just rocked and you keep having to step all the way over, back down, which really takes out of your legs. This is what it's looking like in front of us. We're just going through the wooded area, probably only about 20 minutes in, which means you probably have at least another 40 to an hour to go to the top. The gradient coming up right now gets up to about 40% up here, which is making it even harder and so much slower. Oh, it's painfully slow. We must be on foot for about 9 hours now. It's probably going to be a 10-hour day on foot at this rate, but we're just slowly winding up. This is brutal. 45-degree incline. We're so close, but so far.
Yeah, me too.
Forget what I said about 40%. Let me show you this. Up here, the last stretch goes to 54%. I thought the 50s and 60s were only tomorrow, but it turns out it's today as well. Last push up this absolutely mammoth hike today. One of the hardest days hiking in my life. Okay, right now we're just looking for a little spot to pitch up camp, and we have our river source here where we can drink, make food, boil water, and now we're just going to try and find the ideal spot. I think we found our place to camp for the night. There's already been a little fire here and there's a little grassy area. It is a little bit open and people probably will walk past, but I feel like this is the perfect spot. Water over there, and this is where we're going to set up for the evening. Okay, and we have fire, baby. Here we go. I'm currently boiling some rice and I'm going to chuck some, what else have we got here? We've got some beans and we also have some instant mashed potato. Not a very glamorous meal, but is going to have to do the job up here in the mountains. We must be about, I believe, about 10,000, 11,000 feet up. And this is our little setup for the night. Obviously, you've got the stove here, little food here, and then our tent, and the river's just running alongside there. Such a beautiful place. Good morning from camp. It's not the best start to the day today. It has been raining all morning. It's a little bit of a late start. It's probably about 9 AM right now. I'm just packing down the tent, hoping that the weather will clear up, because today is the day that we do go to the lake, and it is the big day for the hike. Look how steep this is. Victoria is just coming up, and it is practically, wow, it feels like vertical. It's no joke. That's where we camped, the little yurts down there, and this is where we're going onwards to. Things have taken a little bit of a turn for the worse. The rain started coming down, and I don't have any real waterproofs, especially trousers or pants, depending on where you're from. And yeah, it's a bit of a problem. I also have no cover for my bag that's waterproof, so right now seeking shelter under this really quite small rock. It's not really doing much, but it is just about protecting me from the rain. And fingers crossed it does clear up a little bit more, because, you know, we do need to get up there today. It's brutal. The footing is awful. There's nowhere really to go. And look where we've come from. This is where we're going, and the weather is bucketing down. It's just getting worse and worse. After hiking the last 1.5 days, I am here at Ala Kul. You can't see it completely right now where I'm standing, but you will get a good glimpse of what it looks like. Look at it right now. It's blue, a little bit of snow around, the mountains surrounded it, and the rain has just about stopped. It's been perfect time for us to be up here. I've had to put the whole tent on my back to try and keep my backpack from not getting soaking wet, because I don't have a cover. Crazy stuff out here, and I think we might get a bit of a break in the weather so we can truly see the beauty of Ala Kul. But this has been the adventure so far to get up here. There's a lot more to come, and I really hope we can get a bit of sun on it, because it's going to look even more blue and even more beautiful up here at 12,000 feet in Kyrgyzstan. Wow, look at this. I'm exhausted. Here we go. This is a much better view of Ala Kul Lake. And actually, we have to continue hiking alongside it up there before we begin descending, because this is not the highest point of the lake. What a backdrop this is. Blue Lake, couple of snowy mountains, bunch of rock. This is cool. Probably, I'd say, an hour max more of hiking upwards before we can begin our descent to find a camp for tonight. But for now, let's take in these views together. As the clouds roll in here in the distance, we may not have much more of a views of this lake, so let's enjoy it while it lasts. Clouds are coming in, so hopefully it doesn't obscure our view too much. Oh man, this is so cool. Curious how we're navigating out here. I am using All Trails. It's a very popular app all around the world. It is pretty much accurate every single place we're going to, which is great. And it's got us this far, so I'm sure it's going to get us the rest of the way back. And now, looking this way, there's actually a little camp here. So if you did want to stop for the night, oh, there's 2 camps even. There are 2 camps. I think there's already ready-made tents set up. We obviously have our own, so we're going to continue onwards, find a spot. But it's not it with the lake yet. There's still more beauty to unfold in this unbelievable spot here in Kyrgyzstan. What an incredible place for my first hike here in the country. So special, and yeah, difficult, but very, very beautiful. Wow, to make things a little bit worse, it is now, I don't know if you can see, but it's like hailstones coming up, which is crazy. So it's not just rain, it's rain and hail. We're still here at the lake. It's just not getting any easier. Look at all this. Okay, things have taken a little bit of a turn for the worst. There's thunder, I haven't seen lightning yet, because we are about to go to the highest point here above the lake, as you can see it in the background. I've thrown the tent over me again for a bit of protection from the rain and try and keep some stuff dry so we can camp tonight. But it is such a brutal hike this. I absolutely underestimated it. just past the highest point here at Ala Kul. There's a lake behind me. Crazy drop below me there, and I think they're the yurts where we're going to be hiking to. Hopefully there's a bit of respite from the weather. It doesn't look like it at the minute, but you can see the whole landscape in front of me. This is a brutal descent. It's arguably just as difficult as going up the hill, because if you slip, it's probably even more dangerous. And we just have one pole each, so it's definitely not easy at all. And where it's just recently rained as well, everything is so muddy and slippy. Sorry if this is a little bit of a jump cut from the hike. Basically, it was an absolute downpour, so we have to quickly get up this tent. I'm in there right now, just cooking some tea. But that was an absolute mission. I'm so exhausted, but look at the camp spot view for now. We're going to be spending the night at. Look at that. River alongside us, mountains in the background. Me in our little yellow tent. We've only got about 7 kilometers tomorrow to hike. This is a 3-day hike, but only 7 kilometers down the hill and a bit of flat. It's so much better than what we've just had the last 2 days. Constantly climbing. Oh, what a time. But there's one more exciting thing tomorrow. Apparently there's hot springs at the bottom, so there's definitely something to look forward to. Our meal on night 2 is not very glamorous, but it's gonna have to do the job. We have instant noodles, and we're gonna try and add some sort of mushroom sauce. It is a pasta sauce, but we're gonna try and make something just about edible to get through the night, because we don't have any warm food. It's so much worse. All we have is just like chocolate bars and snacks, and it doesn't really refuel you and, you know, get you going for the next day. So this is what we have. Fingers crossed it all works and tastes decent. This is our little stove out there, and these are the views we have outside. It's absolutely beautiful. Even there in the distance, I know it's really hard to see, but there are wild horses, and of course there's cows everywhere, but it's so beautiful here. I'm going to show you so much more in the morning. For now, I'm going to enjoy my food, and then we'll catch up tomorrow. Very good morning here from our camp spot. As you might be able to see, we have been blessed with very good weather on the day that we're going to the hot springs, which is just perfect. So let me show you. Oh, barely woken up. Let me show you what it looks like outside of my tent right now. Here we go. This is where we just slept last night, here in the mountains, and panning around here. There's also wild horses in the distance. Same as last night, they've just moved on a little bit. But this is so unbelievably beautiful. Actually, it's getting to the point now in the tent where it's too hot. We've gone from being freezing yesterday to extreme heat. Yes, we have a flame, come on. And now we can boil our water. Look at this for a backdrop. Wow. Okay, so we made our coffee in little instant mashed potato pots because, of course, we forgot actual cups or mugs, so it'll definitely do the job. Breakfast is served, and it's not the most glamorous breakfast because it is instant mashed potato, but it does the job. We've just boiled the kettle here. I've put a little mat down, and I'm sitting here with some of the most beautiful backdrops I have ever seen. We've just taken our fresh water from this river over here, and it's just such a beautiful place to wake up to start our day. And it's such a refreshing moment right now because the last day or two has been pretty brutal hiking, and then the weather has been not on our side at all. So to be here, waking up to these views, eating some potato, had a coffee, this is just what it's all about. And this is why I come camping and hiking in Kyrgyzstan. Just like that, we've finished up. Camp is gone and we're all packed. Everything is back in the trusty backpack. Everything is also dry. That is the most important thing. And now we can begin to hike down here, down the valley, all the way to a place called Ala Kul, which is all the way down there. This has just been the absolute camping trip of a lifetime so far, and it's only my first one here in Kyrgyzstan, so I'm very excited for the rest of this trip, for more locations just like this, and even more beautiful. Apparently there are locations in Kyrgyzstan, so I'm very excited to take you around with me in this beautiful country. We're on the hike down right now, and we have to cross this river right now. I'm not too sure the best way to get across. I don't really want to take my shoes off, so we're going to try jump across and get to the other side, which is where we need to get to descend down. I successfully made it across, and without taking my shoes off. I did have to make one final leap of faith at the end across there. Victoria's taken her shoes off. I mean, understandably, it's not really the easiest crossing without getting your feet wet, but somehow we managed to do it. But look at this. This is absolutely stunning right now. Look, river flowing down all the way through the valley. So much greenery. I can't get over how unbelievably green this whole country is. Just crossing this crazy looking bridge. It's one of the last, sort of moving around, one of the last points on this route. Let me just jump down. because I believe the hot springs are just up this way, and then that marks the end of this 3-day hike. What an adventure, what a journey. How pretty this is, what a backdrop. And we're looking for the hot springs. I don't know where exactly they are. If we don't find them, it's not the end of the world, but if we do, it would be an amazing way to end this trip. We found out what the hot springs were. They're just these little shacks you can see, so they must be either, I don't really understand how it works and how that is the hot spring, but for some reason there is hot water flowing into these small shacks, and that's where it is. I thought it was going to be just like outside in the nature and you kind of just jump in, but it seems to not be the case, or they've just monetized it and put like huts around it. But anyway, regardless, this is going to wrap up and conclude the end of this incredible 3-day hike here in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan. What an adventure, and there's many, many more to come. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video here in Kyrgyzstan.